Hello and welcome back to UK Highland Photography. I'm Strober, and today we're going to be talking about a topic which keeps popping up every now and again. Basically, we're going to be talking about the press pass. Now, a lot of photographers ask themselves if they need a press pass. Now, the answer is no and yes. Okay, let me explain this. I've had my press pass. I've had this press pass for many years now, and this press pass has actually helped me with regards to my photojournalism work. In fact, I've even used this press card of mine to get my debit card out of a bank when the hole in the wall swallowed my debit card. So I had no other ID that day, but the only ID I had was my press card, and this press card convinced the bank to give me back my debit card. So on that occasion, it was a good job I had my press card. Now, I need to explain something to you guys. Basically, we all know that a press card will grant you access to all areas if you're working in an event. So for example, let's say that you are working as a photographer on X Factor. Having a press pass allows you to go behind the scenes and document what's going on behind the scenes. So we understand the concept of what a press pass is. However, X Factor would be private property. Let's say, for instance, that you're a photographer and you are working on public property, just like many photojournalists do, okay? Do you need a press pass then, right? So basically, the answer to that is no, but yes. Let me explain this, okay? There's people called the National Union of Journalists, and what these guys do is they sell you, the photographer, press cards. But the thing is, there's no legal obligation for photographers to have a National Union of Journalists press pass. In fact, to work as a photojournalist, you do not need a press pass, full stop. In fact, I've actually been working as a photojournalist, and other photojournalists have asked me about my press pass, and I have explained to them that I do not wish to buy a National Union Journalists press card for, I think it's something like £160 a year, when I bought mine for £10 and I actually designed it myself. Now, the National Union of Journalists, they'll turn around and they'll say to you, oh, but you get a barcode or you get a number and the police can check that number and confirm that you are a journalist. But guys, that is only on the database of the National Union of Journalists. When the police officer asks me for my information and I give him my own homemade press card, then the police officer has all the information he needs about me. He doesn't require that I give him a unique serial number or anything like that. He just wants to know who I am, my date of birth, and possibly where I live. And that information is all contained on my press card. Now, moving on, you should now understand that it is a good idea to have a press pass, particularly if you're a photojournalist, but there's no legal obligation for you to have a press pass in order to work in public as a photojournalist. If you're working in private property or in a private space and they require you to have a press pass, then yes, you must have a press pass. However, again, in public, you don't need a press pass. There's many companies out there that will try and sell you press cards like this, or like this. again, they want something like £160 a year, and the thing is, you don't need a press pass to shoot journalism in a public space. Right guys, so moving on within the video, I want to talk to you about some other stuff what I do. So let's say shooting outside in the public space, and let's say for some unknown reason I just don't want to brandish my press pass. Okay, I don't want to wear my press pass for whatever reason. So another thing what I'd possibly do is I would simply just wear this lanyard with possibly, I don't know, my lens cap attached to this side. It's just a rough idea. And because this has got photographer written on actual lanyard, when people look at me, let's say like whether it be a firefighter, an ambulance driver, or a police officer, or a member of the public, as soon as they look at me, they will get the indication that I am a photographer because it says so on my lanyard. Now that little touch is just enough to convince people that that is exactly what you are. You are a photographer. So it's all about creating an impression and selling to people the fact that you are a photographer. Sometimes just having a camera alone is not enough. You need to have little finer details to indicate to people around you exactly what you are, what your profession is. Now, another way I can do it as well is by wearing t-shirts. If you have a look here at this t-shirt, then this t-shirt has the word photographer on it. Now again, if you're out in public, in a public space, and you don't want to take a press pass or you don't have a press pass, then you can simply have alternative means of displaying the fact you're a photographer, like wearing this t-shirt. Another idea for you guys to do is you could actually buy high fluorescent vests with photographer actually wrote on it. Now we all know that most professions, like such as police officers and firefighters and perhaps ambulance crews, you know, certain times wear fluorescent jackets. It's a sign of work. So if you have your own fluorescent vest that has photographer on it, then again you're indicating to all people around you the fact that you are a photographer, and that is going to stop people asking you questions. I mean, if they see you just with a camera, you know, you might be getting all sorts of questions. However, they see you with a camera and some form of indication that you are a photographer, then chances are people are just going to leave you alone because they know exactly what you are. You're a photographer. So right guys, I hope this video helps clarify to you guys that here in the United Kingdom, there really is no such thing as a press pass. Legally speaking, I'm talking about. Legally speaking, there is no such thing as a press pass. However, in theory, having a press pass can help you out at times. For example, it's like I said before at the beginning of this video, with my press pass, I happened to get my debit card back from the Royal Bank of Scotland after it had swallowed my debit card. Right guys, so I'm going to finish here. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and when you get the time, check out the online shop over at www.ukhighland.com.